with more.
Oh, that looks
Alma, let me see your mic. Can you pull it forward towards the camera? Yeah, it's like really.
Ow. Homophobia. I didn't find this.
of course.
I've almost, I've almost mastered OBS. So if you need help, let me know.
I'm currently thriving.
Why can I not? I'll zoom it out because I have to. Like, what the fuck? Okay, there we go. There.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, where? Oh, you have a cool little thing in front of yours, but I don't. Mine doesn't. Yeah. Was that added? Was that extra, or did it come with it? Hold on, let me check my box.
The hell? It's
I never
fine.
grabbed it out of the box.
Inactivity serves no purpose
You never
whatsoever.
grabbed the Nissy.
So glad I just kept the box sitting next to me.
Okay.
I'm getting scolded by Scare right now.
Of course you are.
How do I sound? Oh my God.
He loves scolding people. Are
Mhm.
you okay?
Oh,
You're I.
Oh.
That is not
wow.
the intended use.
I'm trying to get mine positioned like yours. There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. No. I just wanted to
Sometimes.
see it because you said we had the same one, and I just wanted to be like, yeah, I think we do. We have the same one.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water,
Yeah,
I know.
quite.
I watched it. I
transitory.
watched it this morning, and I was like, oh my God.
Like they literally just posted it. It's part of the quest line
Part of the quest line for what?
for Windbloom.
I'm
It's
not caught up on Windbloom.
I know that's what confused me. So when I got to that point in Windbloom, I'm like, I literally saw this on YouTube. Yeah.
All the
Also,
world
I'm not
holds
caught up
dear
on
is but
Windbloom,
a
so
backdrop of constant motion.
I didn't watch I didn't watch
I
the
stand
second
before it,
part to it.
alone and
Yeah, I haven't
unchanging.
played through that yet.
Can you just show the trailer for chat in case someone hasn't watched it?
Well, yeah.
'Cause,
Me.
yeah, I'm not in mod view, so it's counting me as a viewer.
Oh,
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
yeah,
I
it does
don't think
count mods.
it does count mods. I thought it didn't count mods.
Yeah, it does count mods as part of the viewers because mods need to be there as viewers. 5 actually.
Same for me, it's just
Yeah,
free.
Yeah.
yeah. No, I have changed to mod view. I can see everyone who's in there now. It's 5. I refreshed. I want to see it again because I was half awake. Like I was still half asleep when I saw the trailer, so I am.
Uh, do. Okay, now we're working. I just noticed it was like not working. There we go. Talk Rebel.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, the desktop audio is working. You can see these little voice mixers, but they're not very good. Like it's tiny. I don't know why they make them so tiny.
I stand before it, alone
Maybe.
and
Let me make them
I.
taller. Hello, everyone. Then I will play it just for you, Rebel. Let me go see. It should be. Think I was watching.
My,
Oh. Oh. It's 8th of March. It's International Women's Day.
Ooh.
it's
Congratulations,
Purim.
all women.
It's Purim today as well.
What is Prim?
Purim is a Jewish holiday. Um, it's a very joyous holiday where um, it's basically a celebration of avoiding being genocided.
I
Can we
mean,
just
you know.
say that it's Kale, it's still technically the 7th for us. It's the 8th now for Rebel. It's
Yeah.
Oh,
I said
right,
it's
yeah,
8th now.
yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'm meaning Tuesday, the 7th of is Purim.
okay,
I
here we
didn't
go.
realize that it's already.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Here is the trailer.
Yay, trailer time.
Yeah, it's
Why
only
is it
showing
so?
3 viewers for me.
Oh, that's pretty common. It's also Tuesday. Let's see. And this volume mixer cunt. There we go.
Zirkel. As the spooky name suggests, it's a secret society. Once upon a time, it even challenged the Animo Archon himself. But he replied, "Let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song." From then on, the mages would only ever convene in the woods, in the skies, or on the edges of cliffs. At these tea parties, they discussed their stories and secrets and resolved their differences, as the tea and cakes bore witness to their pledge never to fight amongst themselves.
Yesterday, I snuffed out the life of my beloved. He had grown old and was extremely sick. He loved me dearly, so I took his fate in my hands and ended his pain.
I'm raising a son. Of all the children I had, he's the only one left. But I suppose that still makes me a mother.
My lifespan is nothing compared to yours, so I wish to leave you with my storybook. Actually, maybe you can pass it on to your children one day.
Oh, this looks interesting. Let me scry.
My dear sisters, we mustn't let prophecies threaten our bonds of friendship. Even the most frightening witch was once a little girl, and growing up can be so tough. Sometimes we all need to vent our troubles to the wind. Even if the nations go to war, or the sky falls down, the mages' tea parties shall forever be held around this table.
Oh, it's so good, y'all.
Mhm.
Okay, so a couple. Oh no, not Discord. I don't want to show people Discord. A couple things we can talk about for the trailer is how it's set up, because it was a little confusing for me at first. Because I think it's set up kind of in the perspective of like Alice is giving you a sneak peek, but all those things are things that they talked about at the tea party.
Yeah.
So like those are all the witches telling their own stories.
Yeah. Let me scry is Mona's master, obviously.
Yeah, and we literally have Mona's master. Like, here, let me mute, because I was taking so many screenshots when I was watching this. I'll show you. We have her, like, stepping down right here. That is Mona's heel. Oh, it's so pretty. Everything is so pretty. Also, the fact that they vent their troubles to the wind. Venti knows everything, and he tells us nothing.
He's the biggest gossip. He's the biggest. Actually, no, he's not the biggest gossip.
Who is the
He
best?
just knows all the gossip.
No, the Hydro Archon is meant to be like rumored to be like love gossip. So I just find that interesting. But Venti knows everything.
Venti is just like,
And he is respectful of everyone's gossip. He doesn't tell anyone's secrets. He knows everyone's secrets, but he doesn't tell anyone's secrets. And he just acts like he doesn't know. So he just goes up and like helps them indirectly.
yes. One thing I'm like, Barbaloth, that bitch is suspect. This is really suspect. Because she, like, I don't know if you know what Barbaloth is in Gnosticism. But here, let me pull this to the side.
Wasn't it me that got Alice in Wonderland vibes?
Well, it's also really interesting. Right here, I was working on this because Alice in Wonderland is based off of the story of Persephone, and so I'm like, what is going on there? Is Clee Persephone or is Alice Persephone? Because the parallels are really strong. Here, I have the Alice is Persephone theory right here.
You said something to me. You gave me an idea.
Did I?
What if Hades is Clee's dad?
Who?
Hades, you said Persephone, right?
No,
I mean-
Hades is not Clee's dad. But
I mean, I don't think. Well, if you go by like their actual like roles in Greek mythology, Persephone, goddess of spring, but she's also like a god of death.
yes.
She's a goddess of death.
Well,
Goddess is not.
and do you know what Persephone's symbol is? Rabbits.
I used to know it. Yeah, rabbit.
Which goes with
I
Clee's
think
whole.
It makes more sense for Clee to be Persephone, mostly because.
Hello, darling.
If Alice was Persephone, Alice and Hades have a daughter, and she's known as Blissful Death. And I don't know about y'all, but Clee is not Blissful Death.
I don't know. You gotta ask the fish. But it's also interesting because the Mad Tea Party in Alice in Wonderland is modeled after Bacchanals from Roman mythology, which are named after Bacchus. Oh, thank you. It's blue. I don't know why it's green. And Bacchanals are wine festivals. We still have them in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. But they celebrate kind of the gods and stuff through that. And they're having this tea party. And Mad Tea Parties and Gods of Wine is very connected to Vine Lace Fest and Venti. So it's definitely Lewis Carroll vibes. It's very strong. And I kind of am on some crack that I think each one of these is inspired by an author, but I haven't gotten far enough on that. That Alice is a Lewis Carroll, Alice in Wonderland, and his daughter is Hans Christian Andersen, but that's as far as I've gotten with that.
Oh, actually, Arena Doctor being Hans Christian Andersen makes sense.
Not Renan daughter, Anders' daughter is Hans Christian Andersen.
Oh.
Because the name sounds very similar, and also they wrote the books that were written are parallels to Hans Christian Andersen's stories.
Oh.
So like,
I heard.
so the Boar Princess, there is a Boar story that Hans Christian Andersen wrote, and we can look at that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know why every time you go into screaming, your mic gets muffled. I don't know why.
I have no idea.
Not muffled for me.
No, like for me, when I'm listening in here, their sound is muffled. Like it's much crisper when I'm in like Angel Share VC.
I have no idea.
I haven't noticed the difference. I don't know if it might be on your end.
It might be on my end or whatever because I don't know why it's muffled for me every time I eat this VC specifically too.
I need a list of Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. Give me the full list. Here we go.
I can list them off. The Little Mermaid.
I'm looking it up because they pull from Andersen a lot because the Steadfast Tin Soldier has been pulled from.
Yeah.
And the Nightingale, I feel like, has been pulled from as well.
There is also one of my favorites, which is the soldier, and I don't know what it's called, but it's like this lighting thingy that you use to light fires. Like he has a magical one, and it calls on dogs and whatnot. I don't remember what it's called.
I remember the Princess and the Pea, because there's one with a pig that I wanted to look at. Hi, Night Bubbles, welcome. That I wanted to look at because if you look at Annan's daughter, she wrote The Boar Princess, and I have the volumes right here for us.
That book, I don't know, remember the story, but I think it's like three sons, and one of them is like crazy in the head and rides on a pig, like
yeah, it's something like that. And like this is an image we got of this boar, turtle, and fox inside the actual description, which is definitely from The Boar Princess, because the turtle and all that is mentioned. My frozen stone is turning, and there's a long pup.
I know which story you're talking about because I was obsessed with the fairy tale as a kid, and all of those are animated episodes off of his specific.
Although I do wonder if they're gonna pull from the Snow Queen for the Tsaritsa.
Well, I love that idea. The Snow Queen is
because they say, and I'm hoping they pull from, like, it'd be really cute if they pulled from something else for Fontaine. But they seem to return to fairy tales a lot in Genshin, and so I'm looking for. There is one about a pig. I know there is. Fairy tales. Pig. I'm not crazy. The metal pig? The pigs? Here. Let's see. Let's look at this one.
I don't think it's the metal pig. It's, what's his name?
I'm Googling it. So if you look at the stream, you can look at the Google.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, but I think I know exactly. Hans...
Oh, and this one has a crow. So let's look at this. Dear Charles Dickens.
Hans...
This does not look right. Let me see if there's a YouTube video that can explain it to us. The pig. The metal pig. It is the metal pig.
It is?
Yup. That is the name of it. So, is there a short? There's not a short version. I want a short video on what this is. Welcome back, K-pop.
I was getting overstimulated.
Oh no, you're fine.
Actually, let me see. Is it available on Netflix? Let me see.
There is a fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen that is about a pig, and the book by Annan's daughter in the Hexenzirkel is The Boar Princess, and so I'm wondering if they've like kind of combined two different fairy tales on that. I'll leave that for now. That's going a little. Nicole, I am struggling. Huh?
The swineherd?
The swine. What is the swineherd?
It's called the swineherd. It's a literally fairy tale by Hans Christian Andersen.
Ooh.
Nope, not this one.
Yes, about a prince. Here we go. Oh, K-pop, you're my hero. Let's see, about a swine.
I looked up Hans Christian Andersen pig. That's all I looked
It brought up the metal pig. So let's compare this.
was the second one for me.
So let's review what the Pygmy Princess is actually about. I have the volume saved for us, and then we can go see how this Hans Christian Andersen compares. So it is a long, long time ago in the Forest Kingdom. I wish I could make this read to me, like if we could watch a video that tells us what this is. Let me see. Genshin.
I'm not using the title of it, just look up swineherd.
The Boar Princess. Oh, is this? This is just collecting the volumes. The weirdest story in Genshin. Is this someone playing it for us? I think this might be it. Fuck you, Dropbox.
My Cintiq dropped.
Well, I have YouTube
Hello, everyone. Today I came across one of the weirdest stories I have ever read. The story is supposedly catered towards kids, but the ending of the story is so bizarre and unexpected. The book is called The Boar Princess.
Here's the summary.
The story
Perfect.
starts as a fairy tale, painting a world where there is a forest. The forest is ruled by a boar king, who has a pretty daughter and is respected by others in his community. After the introduction of Boar King and Boar Princess, the story progresses by introducing us to a lone wolf pup who lives up north of the forest, which is situated in a tundra.
Hi, everybody.
One day, the lone pup, in search of food, comes across an evil squirrel sorcerer called Wubaqua in the forest. But without the knowledge
This
of
is
who
getting
the squirrel
unhinged
was,
already.
the pup attacks it and engulfs it. But before dying, the Wubaqua puts an evil spell on the pup, turning its heart into cold ice and making it speak foul. Now with a foul mouth and cold heart, the pup...
Wait, I kind of feel like this could be a story about the Zaritza, too, because her heart turned to ice.
Bukwa puts an evil spell on the pup, turning its heart into cold ice and making it speak foul. Now with a foul mouth and cold heart, the pup was neglected by all, as his actions were not welcomed. Sad and neglected, the pup returns to the tundra. When the boar princess heard about this story, she felt bad for the pup and wanted to become friends with the pup. So, she asked every animal in the forest for a solution until she found an old turtle and a wise fox. They both advised her that a sacrifice is required to attain such friendship. So, she took both the turtle and the fox with her to witness their friendship and embarked on a journey to the pup. But before they could reach their destination, they got exhausted and were about to give up, when a spirit came to the boar princess and extended a hand of help. With the help of the spirit, all of them made it to the pup. But this is where the story turns weird. So, you might wonder that, when the princess meets the pup,
I know, right?
find
The
him
images
hungry,
are really good.
shivering and crying for help, and they help him and become friends. Thus, a happy ending is achieved. But instead, the story ends like this.
You can't hear it?
No, we have the stream muted.
Oh.
Yeah, because we're talking to you, obviously.
Well, here, I can project it in here, too. But...
That's fine. This is more entertaining.
What is just seeing it without... Here, I will project the thing, too, in case y'all want to watch along.
It's just more entertaining just seeing
when the
those,
princess meets the pup,
the images.
Hungry. The boar princess feels pity for him and says that there will be a sacrifice to show her true friendship to him. But instead of the princess sacrificing herself, she sacrifices the old turtle and the wise fox.
Not killing the turtle and the fox. And they ate them?
True friendship is achieved and the pup's frozen heart melts away.
This reminds me of a Japanese story.
Do y'all never go... I will tell you, so I get tired of reading the in-game books, so sometimes I watch them on YouTube. There are people who make them. I should do this. I should make dub-overs of these books. That would be insanity. But they're really fun to watch because you don't have to read it. So that's the boar princess. Now, what is the swineherd? Are they eating their friends in this one? I need you to do that. Oh my god. We'll see. My biggest problem with YouTube is I can't figure out how to fucking edit videos together. Like, because no one likes just talking on YouTube. They want, like, the video edit. I'm bad at that.
That's why you have to find someone you can pay to do it.
Do you know how expensive that is?
Yeah, that's really expensive. But, like, that's how, like, all the big YouTubers make do their videos. Someone...
Like, some people charge, like, over $100 for a 5-minute video.
The Sarita reads the bedtime story Sable.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll start that as a series. That'll be great. Okay.
I feel like that's something
Zaritza
personally wants, though.
Sable personally. Sable, I'll read you Zaritza bedtime stories anytime, darling.
Yes.
The prince.
Look at this. The lovers.
The lovers. So I don't like that. This boar princess. Also, the book cover is so pretty. It reminds me of Beauty and the Beast.
It does.
Which is why, again, I was like, Hans Christian Andersen, Annan's daughter. Like, they just, it's right there. Oh, I actually have some Calpico, so I'll drink some of that. Oh, you're so kind.
My favorite is the white peach.
The white peach. That's what. Look. I don't know if you can see it, but I have the white peach.
Delayed. Hold on.
I have the white peach.
Oh yeah, that's the best
It's
one.
my favorite one.
I can't drink that anymore. I get my stomach gets upset every time I drink it.
It's because it has all the good bacterias in it. I get upset. I can't drink them often. I really wish there was a sugar-free version. But Nicole, I'm also working. Okay, so y'all, I think Nicole is Columbina. Hear me out. Nicole is the voice we hear at the end of the Archon quest. It's really good. And Milkus is like the Korean version. Me and my sister fight over which one is better. And I like Googled it. They're made in the same factory. And she said she doesn't care. But because tell me the Sealy statues, I will zoom on this, do not look like the winged victory of Samothrace, which is one of my favorite statues. It's on the steps of the Louvre when you first walk in Paris. But so I was looking at this because Nicole's tagline is the guide who never gets lost, which is suspect. And she is the one whose voice we hear. She can sense disturbances in Irminsul and when any records are changed. And so when we hear the voice at the end of the Archon quest telling us that things haven't actually changed, just our memories have, that is Nicole's voice. And so I'm like, what if Nicole is a Seelie? And then to make this worse, I was like, so Alice says at one point all witches were once young little girls, right? And they describe Columbina as this damsel, and Scaramouche has a line about her in particular. I'll pull it up. Where he's like, oh, is this the character or is this...
Oh my god.
Voiceovers. Or no, ooh, that's not the right one.
Oh my god.
What, Rebel?
I just had this idea. We
Share
know
it.
that swans exist in the Genshin universe, and I was like, you know the story of the wild swans?
I do not.
Okay, so basically it's this princess and her, I think 12 or 11
Where's the playable
brothers.
character?
And basically they get a stepmother who is a witch, and she's trying to turn
Oh,
all
yes.
these kids into swans to curse them out so that she can have the king for herself, because the king loves his children a lot. And so she doesn't manage to turn the princess into swans. She only managed to turn the brothers into swans. And so the sister, this princess she isn't allowed to talk at all because until she weaves a bunch of shirts out of nettles, like burning nettles. And basically she's found by this neighboring prince who takes her in, and she isn't allowed to like defend herself or anything. And so she just sits there and she makes nettles into thread, and then makes them into shirts until she has done these 12 shirts for her brother so that they can start to talk.
Okay, so connect it back to Genshin for me. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that we know that there are people who have like disappeared altogether. What if they were turned into something else?
Ooh, I like that. I feel like the witches could definitely turn people into things.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because, like, they have just up and disappeared. There's a lot of people who we just know, like, went missing during the Archon War. What if they weren't killed? They were just turned into something else because...
Well, that's what happened to the Hilly Churls with the Curse of the Wilderness.
And I'm thinking maybe the way of breaking the curse is to make something out of something that hurts you. Like how maybe that's why Kaya is a human and not a villager. Maybe.
Well, I have a
like
different
metal
theory.
like
As I think Kaya is also we're talking about Hexenzirkel. Do not get off if it's not about Hexenzirkel.
yeah, but I think Gold would be able to do something like that.
Gold
That is
would
why I
be.
brought it up. Yeah, like Gold is really knowledgeable.
Gold is an alchemist, though.
Yeah, and she's an alchemist. So what
Okay.
if she could use alchemy to turn villagers back to humans or whatever? Like,
I don't know. I feel like Gold is probably cursed themselves. So I'm looking at Nicole.
probably.
Stay on topic, Rebel. We're talking about Nicole.
Yeah.
So one thing, if Nicole is Columbina, A Drunkard's Tale is one thing I wanted to go look at, and we find it inside the Dawn's Winery because there's this description of someone who's singing, I believe. And there's a wolf. Let's see, where is the singing? Okay, here we go. There's a maiden who sings in this that a lot of people have always tied back to Columbina. And this is in volume 3. These books are so intense, y'all. Let me see if there is a thing of A Drunkard's Tale so I can just show y'all. Bedtime stories. All books. No, these are just the locations. Oh no, we have a Genshin book review. Here we go. I actually am sharing it with y'all.
Welcome to the first
So y'all don't just have to watch creepy images while the thing plays.
No, I want to watch the creepy
This
images.
is a series where I will review every single book in the game and will try to explain its content and rate
Looking
them.
at stuff out of
So,
context is the best.
if any of them
fucking
interest
thing.
Y'all are just gaslighting yourselves. I'm
and give
sorry.
them a read. The first book I'm reviewing is called A Drunkard's Tale. The book tells us the story of a person who was assumed as one of the best hunters from Springvale, but
We love it.
also a
This one didn't get
drunkard
trapped
who
in
will
ice.
drink until his pouch of Mora is finished. The story
It's
follows
Kave.
as one day, Drunkard was returning home from his satisfying
Kave the
sessions in the bar of Mondstadt, but gets lost and travels to the Forest of Wolves, where even knights with armor are afraid to enter alone. This was before Wolvendom was formed, and when wolves would attack anyone they saw and were feared by everyone. The
Like, how do
drunkard
people
traveled
get all this
deep into the
footage?
forest
Kave is actually the Zariza. I am Kave. Kave is the love child
by a lone wolf.
between Albedo and Kaya.
Attacking him, but due to the smell
He
of
looks like their
alcohol
child.
coming from the drunkard's mouth,
He
lost
actually
its
looks like
hunger and didn't pounce on him.
Mean and
The drunkard realized his situation, but
No,
he
that's
was
their
so
cousins.
drunk that instead of fleeing,
their cousin.
he started
Also, his attitude is directly between Kaya and Albedo.
Wait, who was it? Was it Rebel?
Kave.
You who said that Fischl and Kaveh are siblings?
stories with each
No,
other
okay, I
until
said
the wolf
they're
realized the
Japanese
drunkard
voice
has
actors are
already
siblings.
passed out on the ground. and
Y'all,
he
we're
was
watching The
in
Drunkard's
his
Tale
fate.
for one more minute.
There is nothing to significant
I'm
lore.
listening.
Okay, so basically, because we don't have the attention span for that right now, I'll work on this. But yes, Kaveh is the love child. He looks like Zhongli ex Lumine, but is the personality. It also looks like Kaya ex Albedo. Is that you have this scene? This wolf is like coming in this cave, and he sits down in front of this young woman who is like sitting there singing, and he listens to her song for quite a while, and she is singing, according to the tale, mankind's most ancient song. And so, and she says that the song contains all the memories that are now in the yesteryear, so all the memories of the past. And she said the last singers, the first of the Seelie, played their final tunes in the Hall of Angels. And so the tiny Seelie in the forest were also drawn to the tune and go listen to her. And the wolf asks her, "What is this song you're singing?" And the wolf didn't understand because it understood every line, every syllable, but it did not speak the language she was singing in, but it understood everything she was singing. And so the young maiden says, "I am singing the song of the Seelie. Long ago, when we wrote this for the human savages, now we sing it to mourn how we've fallen." And she says, "This is our song." So this woman in Mondstadt, in The Drunkard's Tale, is a Seelie who has a human form and is singing. And so the wolf begins to sing along to the tune. And the wolf says, "This is our song. We're going to share it now." And she told him he sounds like shit, which is beautiful. And so it's really funny. But they're in some abandoned palace. If I had to guess based on what I would think over maybe by Stormterror's lair, where the old city of Mondstadt was. But it's said that to this day, adventurers who pass this place still hear a harmonious melody sounding from within. And the wolf says, "Does this end here?" And the legend continues about when the first wine of Mondstadt was brewed. And you can read this story. Look how long these are. They're all very fascinating, and they hide so much shit in them. It's so good. But the Song of the Seelie is what people draw the Columbina theory from. But this Nicole being the guide who never gets lost, and this person who's talking to us, I'm sus that she is Columbina. How do y'all feel? Am I on cuckoo land yet, or is this viable?
No, that sounds very viable.
Oh yeah.
It would make sense too that the Hexenzirkel would get themselves involved with the Fatui.
Also, I've long since theorized, y'all know, that the Fatui had a descender because the Zaritza would have had a better way than fairy tales to keep track of Irminsul's changes.
Yes.
I've thought that for forever.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Yeah. anything y'all want to add to this theory? I have y'all here so y'all can add to the theories.
Not that I can think of.
Make crack with me.
I think that you're onto something. I think that you're onto
I think you're onto something. That's why I'm
like,
just
honestly, she has an, like, Columbina has an angelic voice, so it makes sense that she would be a silly. Like,
No, and they show us to her singing and like her on top of the coffin and stuff. It just reminds me of this kind of imagery we have in the Drunkard's Tale.
Yeah.
Also, if you're wondering what I'm using, it's Milanote. Isn't it fantastic?
Yeah. Also, Kale, the beautiful madam you sent me on TikTok, I love it.
I do not remember what I sent you on TikTok.
It's the second thing you sent me after I sent you something. It's a Madam Red cosplay.
Ah, yes.
Okay. I'll let y'all decide. Who do y'all want to talk about? I'll stop jumping around. Which witch?
Alice.
Of course we want to talk about Alice.
Alice is the one I've not done anything in, except this Alice is Persephone. Also, one thing I want to point out is Iana, Ishtar, and Isis are all other names for the goddess of spring. So it's not that Alice is Persephone. It's that Alice is inspired by Alice in Wonderland. And Ishtar is directly linked to Isaroth, the god of time. So if we can link Alice to Isaroth, then that becomes a really fun theory.
Isis, I love Isis. Isis is a beautiful god. All the images of Isis, like these, like some of my favorites.
Yes.
Isis is a good goddess.
Isis is a beautiful goddess.
I always, this doesn't have much to go with it, but every time I watch The Prince of Egypt and that one song where they keep listing a bunch of Egyptian gods while performing magic, it makes me laugh because they never ever name Isis, the actual goddess of it.
They don't name Isis in Prince of Egypt, but they do name Isis in Joseph, the King of Dreams.
Yeah.
I don't watch these things. I don't know.
Oh, we had to watch them in religion class.
Oh my god.
We didn't have a religion class. I grew up in Texas.
Yeah, we didn't either. My religion class was Sunday school and cataclysm.
We did too. And it's like one of the, like, it's like just, even outside of the, like, religious side of it, it's just an objectively good movie.
Yes. Also,
it for once doesn't whitewash the people of the Middle East.
Which we love.
Like, it's the only reason I love the DreamWorks versions more, like, because they are more accurate, one. Even my aunt thinks so that is a plus.
Also, this language in this tale always gets me because it calls it the Hall of Angels, and I'm always concerned if that's Celestia and our angels gods. I just never know, y'all. Stay on track with Genshin lore, y'all.
Yes, Genshin lore.
We're trying to theory craft, and y'all are talking about Joseph. I would let y'all get sidetracked, but you're not contributing. So Alice, what do we know about Alice? Let's look up Alice in Genshin. I know.
She's terrifying.
No, tell me something she did.
She wanted to do eugenics with the girl.
So let's go look at the Tevat travel guide. So this is ways we can contribute. Let's make a section on her books.
Hold on, I have Genshin up. I can look at it. Hold on.
The Tevat travel guides. I think, how many volumes are there? There's one.
Three so far. There hasn't been one released for Sumeru yet.
This is a lie. I need Sumeru's because it's gonna be juicy. They should do one for the desert and one for the
Yes.
Yeah, and also she made the Golden Apple Archipelago. So please.
Ooh, the Golden Apple Archipelago. Also, like. Think about that. If she's based off Persephone, she comes around once every summer.
Yeah. Spring, summer.
Except Persephone's just around, not just around during summer, she's around during the spring.
Well, no, I mean, like, but they bring the archipelago back every season, just like Persephone comes out of the underworld.
True. Yeah.
I don't know why I always get Alice and Gold confused. I think it's because Albedo looks after Clee, who's our kid. Am I wrong? It's actually also because Alice is kind of like Albedo's adoptive mom, but Rhine-daughter is Albedo's mom.
He calls Alice Aunt Alice.
Auntie Alice. It is.
It's very cute.
It is very cute. I love it. I love them. I just love the idea because, like, so fun fact, I'll pull up Albedo because I do have Genshin open and we can look at his, or no, I think I already have this open, but it's in Rhine-daughter. Because I already copied this over. So we have all of the, what are you doing? Reload all my children. Come the children. Okay, these are the children of Rhine.
Not all of
Just like Loki. Just like Loki.
Take me away. And so if we're looking at Ryan's little children, I came down here to Albedo's character story, and I'll tell you. So Albedo, let's see, from as far back as he can remember, he was journeying with his master, Miss Alice, the Knights of Avonius, and all of them. They're very great, important people, but he says that his master is unquestionably the most special person to him in his life. Which also, I'm going to take this moment to say, I've changed my mind about Geo. I think Geo no longer means dedication, but specifically means loyalty. And the way Albedo talks about his master really cements this for me. His description of Gold is that she was a cold and strict woman who raised him and taught him the secrets of alchemy. The universe is the sable essence of the true starry sky. Earth is the accumulated memory of time and being. Chalk, that is you. Soil is where alchemy derives its name and is the basis of all life. Da, 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 da. And then so we go to his fourth character story, and this is where it gets really juicy about Rhine and where the connection to Alice comes from that may be confusing you already. So you'll see, one day, deep in the heart of a dungeon, Albedo and Rhine discovered an artifact known as the Heart of Nibirius. And I have down here, just for your reference, Nibirius is actually a demon from the Ars Gotia, which all the Genshin characters, if we get a name that's old, it's 99% of the time from the Ars Gotia. He's actually, you might know him as Cerberus. That's the more common name. And he is one of the Marquis of Hell. I think he's the 24th spirit of the Gotia. And he's often represented by a raven or a crow or a dog. So we were talking about that the other day, and so I'll let the people in voice chat stew on that. And yeah, Oz is a crow, but like Odin uses a raven, and so does Hades. And Cerberus is directly linked to Hades. And so coming back to that connection, it seems like Genshin to me is playing with the story of Persephone, Hades, something's going on there. I just haven't quite figured out what. And if any of y'all in chat want to say what you think, let me know. But Gold disappears. She finds this Heart of Nibirius, which is basically the heart of Cerberus, whatever the fuck that means. And she leaves him one thing, a note, a recommendation letter. Doesn't even tell him she's going. Like, what a fucking ghoster. And she says, go to Albedo, go to Mondstadt, find my old friend Alice, and give her this letter, then complete your final assignment. And his final assignment is show me the truth and meaning of this world. And so that is what Albedo is kind of searching for. But he goes and finds Alice. And then Alice introduces him to Gina Lisa, who kind of gets him in with the knights, and he becomes the chief alchemist. Okay, Sable. Tell me. Yeah, and he becomes the captains of investigations, and his whole thing he's doing is a big investigation, so that makes plenty of sense for us. But the Whopper flower, the Fell flower. Also, we have Durin.
I'm now AR-57.
Owls, snakes, and rams. I thought rams were were Aries. But there's also intermingling. Owls, snakes, and specifically rams. Also, owls are Athena's animal as well. Snake-ish snake.
Yep, owls
but
are Athena's animal.
if you are right, Oroboshi.
Snakes are also a symbol for Athena as well.
Yes, specifically black rams. Ooh, that's sexy. I like black rams. But Oroboshi is like something that I need to fit in with all of this. Another fun fact, Durin is the name of a blade, and so is Dane's Leaf.
Is wannabe.
Makes sense.
Wannabe.
Dane was the head of the knight as Conria, so.
No,
Yeah,
he's
but
known as the Twilight Sword.
Okay, everyone's talking at once.
yeah.
Yeah, he's known as the Twilight Sword, and he's, according to me, a wannabe Token Rambo character.
Why do they always be bringing me to these random wikis? Bring me to real Wikipedia. They be bringing me to video game Wikipedias. I'm not looking. I'm looking for one video game.
You're looking for one video game?
Yes, his.
Ramses Ares Aradia.
Let's see. I'm waiting for Sable to finish their typing out. No, but I think they're right that black rams do go for Hades as well. There's a lot of intermeaning of symbol of. Oh my God. I don't even have McAfee. You're a liar. And it took my page away. Rams are common symbols. Let's see. Wait. Rams are common symbols of the underworld, a Baphomet in Christianity. And I think Baphomet is someone who's going to make an appearance in Genshin.
Haven't we heard about him a lot?
I don't know if we've heard about him, but I definitely think the sabbatic goat. Let's see what Sable says. This is probably nothing but Alice Persephone, vibrant with a zest of life, darker lore connections, gold is Hades, 3 subjects, Cerberus, Conria as a place for the damned underworld, TRDL, godly lesbians.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
You know that I ship the poly triangle of Skirk, Gold, and Alice.
As you should.
And like that's another thing. I legit think Skirk is one of these people.
In the Hexenzirkel Circle?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think one of them could be one of the unknowns or something could be Skirk. A powerful woman that's just out there.
Well, cause like if I remember correctly, like if
I just heard and heard godly lesbians. You were right. We're talking about maybe Alice and Ryan were godly lesbians.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think now of Skirk, because if I remember correctly, Skirk is not specifically called a person of the abyss, just that she resides there. She isn't described as being like a monster of the abyss.
Let's go look at Skirk's wiki page. We love it.
Yeah. And that would make it, which would be really interesting, because we know that it would explain why she kept Child alive while he was down there.
Yes.
Because most
here you go.
Most abyss creatures don't have at least the same semblance of humanity that we've seen, unless she's a pure-blooded Conrian.
Yes. So she's described by Child as a girl, so maybe I shouldn't make her in the lesbian poly triple.
I don't think she's a child, though. I don't. It could.
He's described. Child describes him as master, and I always picture them as a woman, not a.
Yeah.
Yes. No, but like every description we have of Skirk calls her a young girl.
Maybe
Really?
young girl
Yes.
in terms of what Child.
Well, Child was a child when he met her.
Yes.
So
He
she
was
could be,
14.
Like she could look like 20, 22.
I don't think Child. I will say I don't think she would have been called girl if she looked in her 20s. I don't know what that is. Let's see. They deserve to reach some divine habit. Let me add that as a crack theory right here. We need a Word document for crack theory about lesbians. What are we calling it? Godly lesbians.
Unless she's like, and I mean, again, if she was fairly young, if she is a pure-blooded Conrian who is stuck in the abyss or chooses to stay in the abyss for whatever reason, it could be that she was maybe like 18, 19, maybe 20 at the old, like she was younger, and she's just been stuck, which sounds absolutely off.
Yeah. Let's
Can
go
we-
lesbian.
That just makes me think of like, is there any like Conrian children who have just permanently been stuck as children? Like,
Probably.
Also, Callie Bear.
Camembert, yes.
He literally is a person that we have who, when in Helitrol Firm, 100 years had passed, and his mind was exactly the same.
If you remember in the new Archon class, he says if they were pure-blooded Conrian, they had a completely different curse placed upon them compared to the Helitrolls.
So yes.
Imagine a child, pure-blooded Conrian, stuck in their child body. I think
Yes,
that's
but the curse of the wilderness is so the two curses were the curse of immortality and the curse of the wilderness. The curse of the wilderness is very similar to the mark of Cain from the Bible.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to point out Dane is one symbol away from Cain.
Yeah.
And so it's very likely that Dainsleif, because one thing to remember is Dainsleif is a figure, but Genshin, when it creates new characters, tends to draw multiple inspirations from multiple different sources. So these characters are kind of a mosh pit, but the curse of the wilderness is still immortal. It's just that they are turned into creatures who lose their minds. Like they lose their sanity a bit. And they don't remember, because Callie Bear is a perfect example. Clothar told us 100 years had passed, but he was in the exact same mental state of the child when he was kind of brought out of the state, even though he was still a hilly churl.
And also his voice was still a child.
And his voice was still that of a child. I personally think that a full-blooded Conrian later had intercourse with a human woman, so with a human woman, like a woman who was not there, who was modern, and they had Kaya, and so Kaya is the descendant of someone who lived after the fall of Condria. So lesbians, we're gonna call it that, and someone who, and maybe an Albrecht descendant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll work on
we
this.
know he's related. Like, I mean, unless he just picked that. So the question is how connected is the Albrecht family still to the Abyss? In that case.
I don't think that. I think Kaya's family specifically, isn't
Perfect.
too connected, because he even mentions that maybe my dad just dropped me off here to live a normal life, and
Yeah, but he also specifically says in his in the character story that he had a job to
be the last hope.
Yes.
Well, kill Crepus specifically.
Yeah.
So like I think.
Not so.
So no, and then Child is now calling her a swordswoman. So
yeah.
I'm looking in the foul legacy name cord. It says, yet his foul legacy was not originally his. Rather, it was taught to him by that solitary girl who dwelt in the dark corners of the universe. And then we grow down, and this is all we have on Skirk. It's not a lot, but I definitely think she's in the Hexenzirkel because I'm crazy. Let's see. She's
I still
go.
Like, we know that.
I think she's a woman. I don't think she's like a child.
She isn't
Please
a child.
Please don't make her a child.
I think it was a.
You don't want another eternally old lolly?
No.
So lesbians? If I ever make a lore like podcast channel or something, that's what it's called. So lesbians.
I mean, fair enough. We're all gay here.
We're all gay. Let's see. Pyro's not gay. But let's see. In her, or I don't know. You live your life. Real time. Time flows differently in known world. 3 months amounts to 3 days. Abyss order is not attested. She at least knows how to survive. No more eternal children. You know? And let's see. Some connection. IDK. Valid. I don't think any of us ever know anything. I'll be gay for Henry Cavill. Who is that? Should I know that person?
Yes.
Henry. Oh, fuck. Henry.
You probably do know him. You're just.
Is he Superman?
Yes, he is.
He is Superman. I mean, he's got a great jaw structure.
Yeah. I mean, nobody really knows some actors by name. They just
I'm really bad with names, y'all. The lesbians. I'm just so in love with that. Let's see. Skirk only appears in Tartaglia's voice line. And she is a martial artist, so maybe she's not a witch, but she's got to know. It is speculated she could belong to the Hexenzirkel since she was dwelling so deep within the abyss. This assumption is supported by the fact that her powers seem to be of a nature we have not encountered yet, similar to Alice. Because the foul legacy, where did she create it? So let's go back and let's see where, let's put a note. Skirk? Question mark. And let's link her wiki.
So,
and also, like, we know, because I think that was a mistranslation of girl, like, it was supposed to be woman, but they mistranslated it as girl. Like, Chinese is hard.
It
so
is.
You gotta give the translation team that was black there.
So there's 8. There are 8 witches in the Hexenzirkel.
Yes,
correct?
Ivana is dead. Iovana is dead,
So-
and she has been replaced by Scarlet, which is the girl who brings us to the tea party, and she took Ivanova's seat. So, but there are 8.
So
Okay,
each
so
school.
so is this everything that's happened in the Windbloom event? Are you talking about something that happened in the Windbloom?
Yeah, we
Okay,
meet
I'm going
Scarlet.
to
One
leave
of
now because I haven't finished it. And I would like not. I don't want to spoil it.
okay, that's valid.
You can leave.
We just
That's fair.
But so I just what I was saying though was with the Hexenzirkel in particular, if there's 8 of them, they probably each represent one of the 8 schools of magic. The old
Ooh.
hag, who I can't remember, is divination, obviously.
Wait, but wouldn't Nicole be divination?
No. So no, Nicole's probably abjuration.
Let me pull up these schools of magic, man.
Oh
Alice
is
yes.
most likely evocation. Because I believe, if I remember correctly, abjuration is like protection, and she is described as being almost like Nicole's described as being protector. She learns things and she will protect you, and stuff like that.
I'm looking.
So like, so that they're used for protection.
This is so interesting. Before I met you, I always thought Skirk and Gold were the same. Like, almost if Ryan had fled to the Abyss to hide from Celestia. I could see that. And I have played with the idea that Skirk and Gold are the same person. But Gold doesn't seem like a martial artist. And also we know that Albedo learned his swordsmanship from the Knights of Favonius. Which means that I don't think Gold was teaching it to them, and I can't imagine Gold would know something and not teach it to their creation. Or my other theory is Albedo knows a whole other type of weapon and is hiding it.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I think he would like know some sort of like Viking weapon. I don't know the name of it, but like.
Also, like
But,
one thing. Go, Kale. Go, Kale.
You go first because it's about the schools of magic.
No, continue with that. I was going to ask you about that.
Okay, so from what we know, so the I can't remember the old hag's actual name right now.
So her name is Barbeloff.
Okay, she's definitely divination. Just the stars, the like prediction, all of that is so it makes the most sense. I'm definitely thinking Nicole is most likely would be abjuration. Alice is evocation. I don't need to explain further. Evocation is destruction magic. It's combat magic. Is that what?
You know, no, but she's also an inventor. Like, Alice is described much more as an inventor and a scientist.
So she could be transmutation then. She might be transmutation.
Wait, let me find somewhere.
Oh wait, no. Gold is transmutation. Gold is transmutation. Because it's alchemy. Transmutation is basically alchemy. So maybe she would be. I don't know what. I feel like, but that.
Wait, hold on. I've got to write this stuff down, and you're moving a bit fast for me.
Okay,
So, one second. I'm going to find the schools of magic, and I'm going to try, and the witches. And we're going to try and go slower and think this out with first identifying each of the schools, because we also have people trying to follow on stream.
I apologize.
No need to apology.
We're all ideas.
Yes.
So
you were just going off on your hyperfixation.
Yeah. So abjuration is protective magic. So it's defense spells. It's
Look at this beautiful image I found.
Yes.
Look at this.
I'm
dumb and I like simple things.
I think I still have this thing of like one-word descriptions of basically each of the schools.
That's what I found. It's literally like transmutation, change stuff into other stuff. Abjuration, protect stuff. Enchantment, make things do stuff. Necromancy, do creepy stuff. Divination, know all stuff. Illusion, make stuff seem like other stuff. Conjugation, make stuff appear. Evocation, destroy stuff. I'm a sis.
Yeah.
I'm a simple person, y'all. Also, wait, I didn't show off my chart. I gotta move this because it needs to go down or up. I need more room.
While we're talking, I'm currently exploring.
Oh no.
I'm currently exploring Dragonspine to try and get so I can get
The wings. Not the wings.
Because someone was judging me for not having the wings, and then when I
You know what? This is going in its own board. Maybe. I need this. Okay. Cut. And then we're going to be who was at the tea party is going to be in a board. Here we go. Tea party attendance. We're just going to open this and plop this in there so we can see this. In case I did not show y'all this, I will show y'all, and then we'll go back to the schools of magic. Who all was there in the in-game? So this is a spoiler. And I think it's actually symbolic. So we have Mona's student, who is Barbalos's successor. Then we have Albedo, who is Rhine-daughter's kind of successor son. Cleet, who is Alice's daughter. And we also have Ivanova's successor. So 4 of the 8 witches have people that represent them at this damn tea party. I don't know why Timaeus is there. We have Suskros and Rosa Sus and Sussmon. I trust none of them. I do believe that the Traveler is Lucifer in the flesh in a not jokey haha way. And then we know that Kale is, it's interesting because Sino and Tagnari are not here. Kale is, and she is very tied to Archon residue and experimentation done by Dottore. What's going on with that? I don't know. I wish I knew. I don't know.
Will we ever know is the question.
And so we're back to the schools of magic.
Yeah. So abjuration with like it, because if I'm trying to remember exactly how Alice described Nicole's voice.
Serves no purpose whatsoever.
Like how described her as kind of like a guide to be able to get you out of those circumstances and stuff like that.
Yes.
So to me it makes sense that she'd probably end up being she'd probably end up representing abjuration, since she seems to be like using her knowledge as a way to protect people.
I could see that. So that would be Nicole.
Yeah. That would be Nicole.
So. I think. How should I do this? I always struggle with how to color the cards. Or how to draw the lines.
I always forget that some of them are underage.
Who?
No, this is Idolish7. I was scrolling on TikTok without sound, and a clip came up, and I.
So maybe we do it like this.
And I always forget that some of the characters in the group are underage. They don't drink.
And there is 8 of them, so this is really interesting.
Yeah,
so
that's why I was curious about that.
Yeah, makes sense though, transmutation and alchemy and whatnot.
So we're gonna make transmutation gold, or Rhine. I'll just make it. Divination is gonna be Barbala. They really fucking put me through it with these names. I'm gonna point that out. Illusion reminds me of Nahida, actually. But so we don't currently. Let me think. Annan's daughter does writing and capturing stories. So maybe that would be. Well, we said abjuration is likely Nicole.
Yeah.
Hi, Beal.
Hi, Bill.
Maybe that is Illusion.
by
I
the
don't
way,
know.
I just noticed we are in visible our interactive images.
Oh, I might have to leave and come back because we were dragged. There we go. I think they're there. Sometimes they disappear when let me move them. They disappear when we drag, like I have to leave and come back. I don't know why.
Yeah, maybe you should move and then drag us.
No, I can't, like, you can't do that at all. Like, if y'all drag, y'all won't show up. It's, like, really fucking weird. The reactive images, all of that is always so glitchy. So, the schools of magic. We'll think about this, because I think we need more information, but this is a work in progress, and I like it.
But I do think without a doubt gold would be transmutation.
Yes. And what'd you say Alice was?
Evocation.
I kind of think, because I'm thinking that, yes, we're talking about the witches. So I'm going to go back into Annan's daughter. So we've kind of, who was the book, what was the book that was stolen by the Fatui?
Oh, crap. It was,
The Pygmy Princess?
Yes, the Pygmy Princess.
And so one thing I thought is, what if this book was written by Annan's daughter? And will that tie, because I'm trying to think, because it is also a fairy, there's a couple fairy tales, but it is also a fairy tale that, and it talks about the Night Mother, which that's some Nick shit if I've ever heard it. Mm-hmm. That is some very intense Nick stuff.
Yes.
And we don't have the other, but apparently it's based off Snow White, which is also Hans Christian Andersen, right?
No,
yes.
Snow White, the Brothers Grimm, too.
Oh, no, it is the Brothers Grimm. It says that right there. But, like, wait, I have to move this down. Why is it doing this to move? Y'all, my webcam is being a hate crime. Okay. When is Eula coming back? I think, I hope, I pray the next update will be Eula, because I want her. And so, like, during this quest, one of the Abyss Mages said that it holds secrets. So I'm wondering if, like, Nahida recorded in fairy tales, if Annan's daughter knew they were, like, were recording these stories for, to keep track of what was happening. Let me go see what she actually says in the Hexenzirkel trailer. It did go through surgery. I hope it's is it working better on stream? It is?
There's no more lag, so it's working great.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see what she says.
My lifespan is nothing compared to your span is
I'll start from the beginning of hers.
My lifespan is nothing compared to yours, so I wish to leave you with my storybook. Actually, maybe you can pass it on to your children one day. Oh.
She was so short. The voices are relatively quiet. Let me try and turn people up at Discord. I usually turn y'all to above 100%, but sometimes it makes it so low. I have no idea why.
That's weird.
It is weird. I don't understand why it does that.
Okay, that's not working. You're making me want to listen to his books now.
Oh, they're so good.
No, like, I need to download them on my fucking app, and apparently I can't find the author.
But I feel like this book may have also been written by her. So I'm going to put it in here as a questionable thing. Like, because it also has a rose on the cover.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering if books with roses on the cover were written by her. Ooh.
That is very possible.
Books with roses on the cover. Is your a better? Were you saying Beal? Sorry. Books with roses. Let's see. Why are you doing this to me? So we're gonna work on this, and this is the Pale Princess, actually.
How long is that book?
We only have, it's 7 volumes, but we only have in-game the first volume, I think.
Okay.
And so now I want to go look at the covers of the books in Mondstadt.
Yeah.
More nothing. Venti, transmutation, Zhongli, abjuration, A, evocation, Nahida, enchantment, Folklore's divination. Ooh. Because I do think, I've always felt that Conria might have had an Archon. And I've always wondered about that. So part of me really wants to think and say, could there have been an 8th Archon or an 8th figure that we're missing?
I feel like evocation would fit more under Natlin's Murata than
We don't know anything about Murata.
No, but just because evocation is destruction, it kind of it's kind of the antithesis of eternity.
No, but everything in Genshin about fire is about creation.
That is true.
And so I feel like it would be more conjugation. Because they always they always are not conjugation. What is changing? Transmutation in a way. Because they always talk about burn away the old world, like fire being used as a method to change things in society and culture. If that makes sense, Kale.
Yeah, that is true.
I don't know how true that is. I'm just making shit up. But I will put Archons in the schools of magic as well. Ha ha ha. I love crack theories.
It's just whenever something is like 8, whenever there is 8, and I'm like, especially when it's like magic.
Oh, thank you so much. Why transmutation for Venti? I don't get that one. Let's see. Divination.
Nah, I don't get that either. Isn't Venti more predicting?
No, yes, but I don't think he would fit under I do think Zhongli is a better representation of
I do agree with that.
I would for the 8 schools of magic.
I love how we have conflicting.
I would put him under divination.
Venti? He is a shapeshifter. Oh, that is so true.
That is true.
I never thought about that. Also, why not illusion for Nahida? Why enchantment? Although I suppose she does enchant things.
Yeah, and it's all with messing with people's minds. Like, she doesn't do it on purpose, but, her power does involve that.
So, yeah, I agree. Because, you think about what she has actually done, and she left her body and enchanted Catherine. So...
I still want to know just how autonomous Catherine is.
I don't know. Bless you.
Thank you. Oh, yes.
Evocation. I'm looking at these to make sure I don't miss any. Abjuration. A. A is definitely evocation. I agree with that 100%. And so I'm trying to think what Archons we have left. We have the Zaritza, who I would argue is probably... Not Necromancy is the one that throws me off in all of these theories. Enchantment deals specifically with dreams and the mind. I trust you, the critical role person. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Conjugation makes stuff appear. What did I say? I feel like I said one for Natlin, but I also can't remember now. Was it transmutation?
Yes.
Or not transmutation. We said transmutation for Venti.
No. Wait, are we switching? I thought we said... I'm so lost now.
Oh, no.
It's fine.
Oh. Eldunet. That was
Enchantment.
what I was thinking of.
I will come back to this. Again, it is all a work in progress. I feel like it would be really interesting if one country was focusing on the dead. Is control over the balance of life? That kind of feels like it could be Natlin then. necromancy. Also because wasn't the people of Natlan kind of exiled and then they were taken, like, that's how Vanessa became a slave. And they're different. Like, there are people who have different abilities than other people. The race of Murata.
Yeah.
I love Murata. I'm so excited for Natlan, but if they fuck up the representation, I am going to be beyond upset.
I mean, the only thing that'd probably be messing up is the skin colors. Aside from that,
I feel like it's going to be like a lot of cultural stuff because it's very hard to get if they go like Sumeru and make it very oversight and it's based off of literally Native and South America. There's no way to do that. That's not disrespectful. Like, amalgate all those cultures because like part of the problem is cultural erosion by the majority.
Yeah.
And so I'm worried about it. I feel like Illusion could be the Zaritza.
Well, it's...
I don't know. Or Conjuration. I'll leave it for now. And we'll go back to the people. I literally think Skirk is one of these people. I swear to God. Because I want Skirk. Zaritza is Illusion because it deals with perception, which is very tied to emotions. That's what I was thinking. I was also thinking about how nothing is as it seems with the Zaritza. And like, especially the imagery of ice and things being fractal through ice and cryo, and how cryo is, I don't know if that makes sense, like that imagery there. Focalors for Illusion. Well, Focalors is actually really into divination, isn't she? Like, there was something somewhere that says she's like really into foresight and all that, but she also loves argument. But I'm gonna put Zaritza here and also in quotes Focalors because I want to put the ones that we said could go either way. Oh no, that's the wrong one. What was the one you said Venti could be, Kale?
I said he could be divination because he knows so much of the past, present, and future because of his connection with song and stuff like that.
Ooh. See, but I kind of think Venti could be everything. Enjoy your food.
Oh my god.
What?
We need the second drop. We have the English voice actor now.
We have the English voice actors for all of them.
Yeah, but like I just saw it drop. They just like I just
I thought you meant a picture, and I was very excited. No, I'm not excited because that was dropped with everything this morning.
Bestie, I don't know why my Twitter is late. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. So, I just want... Why do I keep full-sizing that? No Streamlabs. OBS does not like my new setup. I can tell y'all that. So, we'll leave the Schools of Magic for now. So, lesbians. I will never get over that. Also, while I have the #1 Senora Simp here, tell me this did not remind you of Senora.
Which one? Which part of it?
Ivanova or Jay, the one who, I'll go back and show you here. She was the first one who killed her husband.
Yeah, my thought was that, but I'm like,
Snuffed out the...
Oh man, that would be very interesting. But because we know that with Senora's husband
Well, he
died.
was killed.
Yeah, he was killed I believe during the time of Vanessa.
Yes. So Rostam was killed. So it's actually really interesting of a story because Mondstadt sent a bunch of Knights of Favonius to Conria to invade and do a mission there. And on that mission, Rostam died in Conria during the Cataclysm.
Yeah.
So and also it kind of parallels with what Varka is doing. Like, why is Mondstadt sending expeditions to Conria? Also, there's this symbol we have. Oh no, what did I do? In the back of her trailer. And she has this stage, and it really reminds me of Fischl stage. Let me see. I also like the idea that one of them is from each country. Because we know gold is likely from Conria.
Well, yeah.
Why is it doing this to me? Okay.
I mean,
there.
Like in a myth, the Reina Dothers are three sisters, all daughters of Reina, who are like fairies or elves. They're like elves.
And this one, her
Or
symbol
something
is like
like that.
hearts. Look at it.
Yeah, and doesn't Albedo have that on him?
Not these hearts, but I can pull him up. We can always pull Albedo up.
We know that. And you want to know who else has the symbol of a heart?
Yolande, the Zaritza.
Zaritza.
Which is why I'm like, this reminds me of like Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. That's what I first saw. Or like Four of Hearts. Good job, Albedo. I'm also going, I don't see hearts on him like that symbol. But his flower looks similar.
Yeah, he has a sunflower apparently. It's always described as a sunflower.
I can't find any description of his sunflower, Rebel. I looked and looked for this since you mentioned it, and I was like, so if you could send it to me, I would be eternally grateful.
Like, I don't know, I think it's fandom starting it because that's the only because it does kind of look like a sunflower though.
Also, I'm going to point out, Albedo has the 8-sided star literally in his flower.
Yes, he does. It's just there.
It's just the symbol. We love it. We love to see it. Hold on, I'll put that in the chart too.
Such a good boy.
Yeah.
He is a good boy. We love Albedo.
This is our chopstick stick.
Because this is the symbol they give us, and this is Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is Albedo's star, which I wish it would let me turn it, but it's not going
It's the
to.
Primogem star.
This is actually not the Primogem star. The Primogem.
The one on his neck is.
The one on his neck is, yeah. Which, like, look at that. I don't know what's
So
going on.
the Primogems are connected to. The idea of the Primogems seem to be connected to Conria.
Oh yeah, I think so. The whole idea of stars, but you can see like his star kind of overlays with the Hexenzirkel star in the background, because the first star is the star of Conria. The one on top, that's the Conrian star that we see in all the, and like you can see it in Halfdan in them. But then here, I'm just gonna put this here. We have the cute little Albedo star. We love it. Albedo. Y'all know I love my Albedo baby boy.
Never would have guessed.
And so does
He's
your
best friend.
Katya.
My Katya does. He literally is sitting here just being asleep in his little cat bed.
Of course.
He's a lazy cat.
Lazy cats are good cats.
Lazy cats are good cats.
Would you rather him be on a rampage?
No. Then we'd have to have fighting words. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so crazy about making sure things line up and look decent.
That's fine.
I kind of want this here. This is why I love this app. Can y'all tell it was bad for me to buy this? There is a free version, but you can only have so many notes, and I use this for a lot of different things, so it is worth the like $4 a month to me. Let's see. Skirk. Any other loose ties to think about before we end with the Hexenzirkel? Anything y'all want to talk about?
I don't know. I like the whole fairy tale thing going on, apparently.
Yeah, they all seem to resemble like different fairy tales.
They do, and I really do think about like the wild swans a lot.
Ooh.
Because of the fact that the hilichurls were transformed into something else.
And that's also something we see in the Norse myth.
Yeah, and also there's the part where there's only specific people who were spared, the full-blooded Conrians, of being turned into something different.
You say spared, but it is implied that the Conrian curse is meant to be worse than the.
Yeah, the curse of immortality is supposed to be worse. because they remember everything.
Yeah, it is worse in a way, but again, like that is like I'm saying, spared from being turned into something that another creature, another creature. Like,
Well, which is worse, like to be because I always say this: the Hilly Trails still talk, they still dance, they still eat, they still live lives and look like they have community. It's just very different, and it looks like they've forgotten who they were. Where the full-blooded Conrians are cursed to not only know that their family and stuff have turned into Hilly Trails, their nation is destroyed, but they cannot die.
They cannot die, and yeah, immortality is the cruel fate for people who are not meant to be alive for long.
Exactly. So it's not good. And then one concept I'm really curious about, especially when it comes to the witches and when it comes to also though I should stop calling them witches because Alice in particular uses the term mages, which is really interesting because the only other time we've heard the word mage used is in reference to Piero. And him being a royal mage of Conria. And so Rhine is a mage. I wonder if Ryan was a royal mage with Piero.
Probably.
I wonder if because again, Piero was cast out. Wasn't that from the outbreak?
What do you mean?
Because Piero was a royal mage who was cast out.
He was not cast out. He was at odds with the royal family. So he did not agree with what was going on there.
Maybe he didn't agree with what Ryan was doing with the Rift Towns.
Yeah, and so he was opposed to whatever was going.
Or maybe they didn't want to fight or protect themselves or something. Like, we don't know what happened. We don't know.
And so, let me see. It should be in his character story what was said exactly. And I'll find that right here while we're here. Also, Piero did wander around. Like, Piero went to the academia and found the Tory. Like, he was working his pussy off.
He was. He also, like, dragged Rosalind along, so...
Yeah, he went and got her the Senora and gave her the cryo delusion. He's like...
I think is very fascinating that he specifically sought these people out.
It was like, and I feel like this is very true. It's like him and Zaritza when Conria fell was like, we're gonna start collecting people.
We're gonna start adopting.
But it's Piero is pretty clear at this point that he is a full-blooded Conrian.
Yes.
And that he that's why he escaped the curse. So I know that the Kabukimono's finale right here. And we're gonna have the description of maybe Jester Piero? Mage. Let me see if it comes up there. No. Am I in the right part? Taught to Nahida. We're gonna talk to Skirmish. Oh, do y'all remember these long ass letters in this quest?
Oh,
I just saw one and I'm like, not again.
The letters were so annoying.
Yes, it was so annoying. I was like, I couldn't read them. I was like, what is going on?
I took screenshots of them and just kept them around.
Valid.
Like, in case I want to read them someday.
In here. And, like, we have a whole scene where Piero and Skirmish were talking, which I totally wiped out of my mind. When Piero recruited him, like, we saw that. I'm gonna have to rewatch that at some point. Y'all, we got so much Senora in this.
It was wonderful.
It was.
I was so happy.
This is not the right part of the quest. This is the part where we go through his memory. I need to go earlier.
We learned a bit about the decline of the riding
Jesus Christ, Paimon. I did not need that. I forget you can click on it and hear them. What's the savior of the first part of the quest?
Just everything we learn more. The more we learn about the curse with Conria and all this stuff, especially like with the connection with Piero and stuff, it makes me wonder again more of what specifically is the Cerese's motivation, and how does it tie into Conria? Because there's too many connections that her plan cannot have to do with Conria in some way.
Well, I feel like it's pretty clear that she kind of came out with her own faction of the of Conria. Like when Conria happened, she came out kind of on one side of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me see. Pierre roommates with Lumine. That's the part it's in.
That's the best thing ever, too.
I was like, when was this said? When was the Piero and them lived together? And then she traveled with Dane. The Abyss twin was getting around. Okay?
She just got, like, the Abyss twin just got all the, like, the men. It's vibing with the men.
Just is. Like, imagine Piero in his younger days. Okay, here we go. The Jester lived with your sister. He was a royal mage in Conria and lived with your brother or sister at the time. So let's screenshot that, because that is the only other instance of mage I think we have, aside from Sistine mages and all that, which are all Fatui.
Sistine mages and, of course,
Mirror mages. Abyss mages. Like, and so the fact that they call themselves mages, is that closer? Does that mean they are closer to the Abyss mages and stuff than vision holders?
Did Piero teach them?
Ooh, now that's a fun thought, that Piero kind of heads the mages.
That would make sense.
I feel like Piero, and when she was around Rosalind, because she in and of herself was a mage, was she not?
She was a mage.
Called that, but she
was a mage / witch, yes.
She called herself a witch, but like she had.
Also, we know she studied at the, and that's another thing, is Lisa a mage?
And Lisa has been described as a mage at one point, but is now a vision holder. She doesn't rely on her magic. I think she did.
But I need to know where she was, like, I'm gonna try and find exactly the words, because I like to put them, like, the exact source where they said that they were.
It's just like something that is just mentioned in passing, which a lot of people tend to forget when it's mentioned in passing.
No, but that means it's findable. Fatui Sistine mage. Let's go look at their description. A Fatui mage who can command Sistines in battle. Similar to the way that Sistines go crazy for mistgrass, Sistine mages take great pleasure in toying with their prey. They seem to wander the land aimlessly as compelled by some unknown duty. Well.
So that makes me wonder if there's human experimentation going on with those Sistine mages.
It sounds like that. Also, it says they use delusions.
So, a mixture
But
of
where is
that.
this at? This is the wiki page. I don't see an actual source for that.
The idea of, like, the thing that, like, if they do...
Let me see
like,
that.
it could be that they potentially purposely give, like, faulty-ish, not, like, to the level of, like, Crepus, but, like, ones that are designed to kind of mess with their heads.
Yeah, I think so.
Which, you know.
Of course they do.
Also, that means the delusions are controlling people. Like, is it the delusion that's controlling the mages? We just don't know.
Quick break so I can sketch this beautiful scene.
And again, that goes in of how much does child's delusion so influence stuff? Like we know he was like that before he got the delusion, but like, does it make it worse?
Also, like, this is very true that Katarina is an Electrocystine mage we talked to, and she seemed completely coherent.
Yeah.
So let's look at the cryo. Reason dictates that those who lack vision should not be able to control the elements as these mages do. However, in addition to using Mistgrass to control the cryocystines, they boldly wield the Might of Frost. Seeing them as they wander in the land in their seemingly aimless way, one can't help but wonder about the duty that must compel them. That's the cryocystine mage description.
Turning the unknown into the
And it does not say, so the wiki is a little misleading here. It does not say they use delusions.
It's very so like it could it's so interesting because
Exactly.
again, how do they like I'm assuming that they go through like really rigorous training for like those who are not vision holders who have delusions. They probably get trained beforehand because it's just a bad look for your military if your recruits died. They get it. Like if you have a high mortality rate, it just would not bode well.
Yes. So I'm going to make a new board. Mages. Just any mention of mages. Because I think putting it just in one person's doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Not only that, like, we also know that canonically, visions aren't the only way to wield the elements. It's just one of many ways. It's just the easiest way and the most common way of wielding the power of the elements.
And it seems like the Fatui are kind of the only people militaristically making use of that.
Yeah. Well, it's very interesting because I wonder if other countries almost look at it as like a taboo. Like you're going against, because like in their eyes, like if the visions are something that is granted to you by Celestia, then that you have like gotten this idea, this gift from Celestia, then who are we to just meddle with that? I wonder if that's the mentality that other nations
Who are
have?
we? Me.
Yeah.
But if you notice, like, the other nations don't seem... They do business with the Zaritza. They know about delusions and all that. It doesn't seem to be, like, as big of a taboo as some of the discourse around it makes it seem like it is.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like the people... I think people just... I think, like, maybe it's because, like, we like, while Crepus did die, like, is it caught, like, and the ones that were, manufactured in Conry, not Conry, for Inazuma were specifically designed to fail.
Ooh. Yeah, those were, you're right, those were specifically designed to fail.
Yes.
Like, it makes me wonder, like, do in general they exist not to fail? Like, do the people outside of there know, like, yeah, like, it's risky, but it's no more, like, it's not... They view it more as just something that has risk, so maybe more people in other countries, when they hear about it, they're, like, kind of nervous about the idea of using it based on, like, the risk factor, but they don't see it as this evil thing. They just see it as a risky new type of weaponry, basically.
I think that makes sense.
So, like, because, like... Obviously, we like when you hear these stories of like the ones like for Inazuma, we're witnessing this, and we know we know with what happened with Crepus, but it's a little different. Like what happened? Like, did Crepus just not have the training? Like, did he not like? Because if so many...
Well, like, so the only delusion holders we know are people who are witch that like. Were okay, were witches, or were also vision holders, because it seems like the sissy mages, their description, which the wiki is pulling from, does not say delusion, so I wouldn't say they were using delusions.
Yeah. Also, I will be right back.
Okay, I'll probably be getting off right now, actually, just because I'm tired. It's been an hour and a half. So does anyone have anyone we would like to raid? Who is on? Let's go look at Twitch.
Okay. I mean, Saya VTuber is alive, but he has like a bazillion people in. So.
I would die of embarrassment if he acknowledged me.
Yes, he does acknowledge anyone who raids. Doesn't matter if there's like a lot of people.
I think I would die of embarrassment. I will raid if I ever have 10 viewers and he's on. Okay. At least double digits.
At least double digits.
I will raid, let's see, maybe Sakura? She's on. Because I like raiding smaller streamers, too.
Yeah.
here. So we'll raid them. They are a wonderful Genshin streamer. And they are currently playing Genshin and doing Windbloom. So perfect. And you can go watch them play Windbloom. Thank you so much for coming. I'll be back on Thursday. Check the TikTok and the socials and everything. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Definitely a lot better now. I'm so happy to hear that. Are you done, or do you still need more for him? Hi Tara, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today.
Just gonna move or...
Yeah, you can move us.
Amabee, thank you so much for the raid, friend. I really, really appreciate it. Hello raiders, welcome in. I'm Sakura Ivy. I am a cozy fantasy RPG streamer. Today we're playing some Genshin, catching up on the event. And we also play Breath of the Wild and Fire Emblem Engage as well. Thank you all for coming into the raid. I appreciate it. How was your stream? Were you playing some Genshin today? I'd like to bring my Tignari and Kokomi over sometime. That would be really fun. I need Kokomi so bad.
How are you, by the way, Amma?
I'm good. I just had like a really crazy day at work today.
Hexenzirkel Lore. I'm excited because I think I saw on Twitter that we're gonna get some Hexenzirkel Lore in this event. That's what I saw. So I'm really
You sound
excited
really tired. How was your day?
to see what it's all about.
My day
Kokomi is so fun.
okay.
Every time I trial her, I have so much fun, and next time her
I haven't really
videos
done
out,
anything.
Oh no.
Like I did do Genshin stuff and whatnot.